Starting off today's video with a little bit of nerd techie stuff. PowerTune sent me over their latest revision dashes, one for me and one for Oka-chan. And let me just plug in Oka-chan's because I think you guys are going to like the startup sequence I set up on it. The dash is super reflective at the moment because I haven't taken the protective film off yet. But any moment now you guys should see. It's either going to hate me or love me for it. I don't know yet. Oh, so good. Bam. So a lot of you guys have been asking what digital dash I use. You guys DM me all the time asking about it. I use PowerTune digital dash. It's a really cool custom unit. Comes with GPS and all this kind of stuff, and literally like you can modify everything on this thing. It's insane. There are no limits to this. It's Linux based as well, so you can do some really cool stuff with it. Anyways, I'm gonna go install the new one in the car now, show you what's up. So it's probably going to be really hard to see this because the sun is literally setting and it's like coming through right here where the camera is. But we need to take this off because this thing is fully installed now, ready to roll. Let's turn the ignition on. Wait for this thing to power up. Takes a few seconds. There we go, that nice SAMMIT logo. And we should see Yoshio factory logo, and then the dash will load. There she blows. I have the option here of the original dash that I used to use, but I want to try and play around with this new one because it looks super cool. But this is obviously the one that I customized and set up myself with the Yoshio factory Oka-chan logo in there. But yeah. Either way, I can just slide between how many dashes I want, all the configuration and stuff for like how many dashes you want. So I could make this thing have up to 4 separate dashes that I can swipe between, but I only need 2. So that's why right now, just got those 2. And this thing's sick because you got like fuel pressure here, IAT, boost, battery, lambda, so my wideband. I added speed here because this normally, it's hard to see, but up here normally is ethanol content. I changed it to speed. I know there's 2 speed ones there, but just for now that'll do. I'll probably end up adding another sensor there or something like that. Water temp, oil pressure. I need to get my oil temp and oil pressure sensor wired in. It's all hooked up. I just haven't like physically plugged it in and put the wires through. So I need to do that. We've got the odometer down here as well, which is cool. So everything is on this thing. I can't wait to take it for a drive later tonight, which we will film so you guys can see. Taking a quick moment to tell you about today's video sponsor, which is actually me. If you guys don't know, we're doing a massive sale over on SAMMIT.net to clear out all of the current merch stock. If you haven't taken advantage of that yet, everything is priced to clear, so head to SAMMIT.net/shop, support the channel by grabbing as much merch as you can. Once again, it's all priced super low to clear, and we're trying to get everything cleared out in wait for the really big drop that's coming, which I'm super nervous and excited about. But that aside, guys, go ahead there now. There are some shirts left, only a few in certain sizes, so jump on it. They will not be made again, super limited. And don't forget to read the important notice at the top of the store as well that explains all the current shipping delays with COVID and things like that. So that, guys, head to SAMMIT.net/shop. Support the companies that support me, which is me, and I don't know. Let's get on with the video. I just finished going over the Skyline. I checked my oil level and stuff like that to make sure that it hasn't consumed any more since the last time I checked it. And it does seem like it's kind of slowed down with its consumption rate, which leaves me even more confused, but whatever. What I want to do today is actually take this front bar off, and we're going to do something that I think a lot of you guys are probably going to hate me for, but I think it's the best thing for this. So, unfortunately, this front bar, it's super low. It's lower than the rest of the aero on the car, and it's been held on with this tape here since the last Mitsuri I went to, where this is only broken like this, not from me driving around the street, only because of Ebisu circuit. And that's the joke where on this channel, all the OGs know, I make the joke about Ebisu spec. And this is why your car needs to be so high off the ground, because when you're riding and when you're driving from track to track and try going through the tunnels up to North Course or to Higashi, this is what happens to your aero. So my plan is, because this is now cracked and split there too, my plan is I'm going to take the front bar off and I'm going to cut along this line all the way around the bar. So essentially I'm going to be deleting this lower lip, which I think made the car look really sexy from the front, but the fact is it's broken and it looks disgusting. And as you can see, when you look at the rest of the aero in my car, the front bar sits way lower with that extra lip there than the rest of it. So we're going to trim that off. It's going to make it look better, make it look less tacky in the front with all that tape there. And yeah, I'll feel less insecure about driving this car. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to rip this off. Let's cut it up. I also need to slice out a nice curve here. As you can see, it's been rubbing my intercooler pipe, and I didn't know, but fiberglass apparently can eat through your intercooler alloy piping pretty bad, if you can see there. So I'm going to quickly cut that out as well, just like I did on this side, as you can see, and then we should be good. And 4 bolts later, and then we got to quickly undo the indicator bulbs here. The front bar has been removed. Probably the easiest front bar I have ever removed off any car. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like it. We'll wrap that around there so it's not hanging on the ground. But yeah, done skis. Now all I have to do is get the angle grinder out and start making some cuts. And just like that, the bottom lip is cut off. Definitely thought it was going to turn out a little bit nicer. Mistakes were made over on this side, the blade kind of chucked up a bit, but it's okay. This is a really cheap bar. This literally is a $130 fiberglass bar. You can buy them off Yahoo Auctions. They're really cheap and easy to replace. And this is not even the type of bar that I'm going to be using when I rebuild this thing in literally a few months. The moment we get the shop, that's when this thing all comes apart anyway. So I'm not too fussed that it doesn't really look that great. I just didn't want those hanging pieces down there with tape. It just looked kind of weird. So we're gonna put this thing back on now. The car's gonna look a little bit higher in the front end, which I'm okay with, and I'll be able to clear a bunch more stuff. And if we go to EBC circuit in this thing again, I'm not gonna bottom out and damage it anymore because we've just taken this much off. So yeah, I don't know, pretty happy. Everything that was taped on literally was about to fall off, so that's why. Yeah, just finished bolting the bumper back on, and quite frankly I really like it. It looks so much better now that it's around the same height as like the side skirts. It is a tiny bit lower still, but nowhere near as bad as what it looked like with this lip. But I did like the lip from the front view. If you weren't looking at the side, it didn't really bother me. Front on was epic, but yeah, obviously it was held together with duct tape, and I don't want that anymore. But yeah, I kind of dig it. Needs a clean now. There's all the fiberglass dust everywhere. I cut all of this out here, as you can see, for the intercooler piping, so that it's not touching anymore, and a nice bit of room there for vibrations and moving. As well on this side, I did a little bit more of a trim too, because the bumper had actually been touching the silicone coupler here, and I did boost leak check it. It's not leaking, but I will replace that soon. It looks pretty nasty, that little nick there. But yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Definitely the cut could have been better, but like I said, not planning to keep this front bar for long, and it's super cheap, so don't really care. So with that, I guess I'm gonna cut these up into smaller pieces so they'll fit in the trash can, and we are done. I love how quick and easy it is to take this front bar off. Literally 4 10mm bolts and slides right off. Gave the Skyline a quick little bath. As you can see, the front bar looks epic. Moving aside, I've got the S15 here because I'm packing and getting this thing ready. I have an Aoba-Ku event tomorrow, so a bunch of tandem practice and drifting tomorrow. Get excited for tomorrow's vlog. But we've got everything packed in there. Honestly, it always amazes me how much stuff I can fit in the trunk of these two cars. And quite frankly, I think it's easier to fit more into the S15 trunk or boot than the Skyline. It's just, I don't get it, man. You can fit so much stuff in here. I guess playing Tetris all those years paid off. So that's all that, ready to roll. I'm gonna give this thing a bit of a bath too, because it's been a while and she's pretty dirty, and there's been like bird crap on the side here for like a month now, and it's been driving me insane. So checked fluids on this thing. We're looking shabby, no problems whatsoever. My little quick fix also worked as well on my coolant overflow bottle here, so that's great. I am so looking forward to the day when I can change this entire hot side and everything else, but you know, things are starting to escalate and I'm like, well, if I'm doing the hot side, maybe I should just pull the engine and maybe we should forge it, and or maybe we should look at a HKS 2.2 stroker kit, or I have problems. Anyways, so I'm gonna give this thing a quick bath, but I am really looking forward to tomorrow and being able to get some seat time in on this thing. I've really missed this, driving this, and I mean, it hasn't been that long, but it's been long enough. I thought you guys would appreciate to see the S15 covered in foam like this. All right, let's get this thing clean. It's probably really hard to tell right now because it's gotten super dark and I've had to turn the exposure way up, but the car is nice and clean now. I spent about 20 minutes, maybe even 30, on the front windshield to polish it up and clean it and get it really nice. I know a few of you guys were saying that you wanted me to clean my windshield last event, and well, I had a look at it and it was filthy. So tomorrow's event, you guys are going to be seeing crystal clear out of that windshield through the GoPro lens. But for now, this thing's all clean, so I'm going to go put her aside, bring the Skyline back up here, and then try to go to bed as early as I can tonight because I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. We got to go to Yoshio factory first, and I'm going to actually drive the loader truck to the drift event tomorrow because I am the only other person that has a license to drive one of those trucks. So I've got to drive that tomorrow, and one of the new Yoshio factory staff is going to drive this car for me, just so they've got two loader cars there. So I'm out for a little bit of a drive at the moment, and I wanted to show you guys what this thing looks like. It looks sick. I really do dig this new kind of style dash that this layout that they've implemented. I think it's sick, and like the needle with the chasing red tail looks really cool. I think it's awesome. But don't get me wrong, I still like my Yoshio factory themed one, and I can just flick over to that whenever I want it. But this is definitely pretty cool. I dig that. I love that a lot. I think this is where I'm going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed jumping back into the stream of things, back to daily uploads. Took a couple days off. We are in typhoon season right now. I'm sure if you guys have been watching on the news, it's been a little bit hectic, especially with people down south in Nagasaki. Unfortunately, they got hit hard, roofs got torn off, lots of flooding and things like that. So pray for those guys. But that aside, it sometimes means that for me, my plans with filming content and stuff like that, I can't get out of the house because there's a full-blown typhoon happening outside. So in those situations, if you follow me on Twitter, I update everyone there when I'm going to miss a couple days, whatever the situation is. And then I normally do a live stream. We play COD and whatnot. So if you guys were in that live stream, thank you very much. But with that, guys, I'm pumped for tomorrow. Going to get some seat time. Going to practice because I have a competition this Saturday at Nikko Circuit for Kanto All-Stars. It's kind of a big deal. If I qualify at this, it's not really like a comp, it's like a qualification. And if I get qualified in that, then I actually then end up in Kanto All-Stars main competition, and I gotta do drift battles and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be sick. So hopefully I'll qualify on this weekend. We get a couple runs and stuff. It's all judged. It'll be really cool. But unfortunately, it is also on the same day as my wedding anniversary. So I have to make sure I keep the wife happy. She's gonna come along. We're gonna do something cool, go to a hotel and stuff the night before, and maybe that night as well. But anyways, that aside, I hope you guys are pumped. Don't forget to get your SAMMIT merch. I want to clear out all of that stock, so jump on that. And if you're watching right now, it means you're a true supporter of the SAMMIT channel. So if you use coupon code I'm still here with no spaces, you will get a further 10% off on the already clearance sale. So take advantage of that, guys. I will see you tomorrow, shredding the S15. I cannot wait. I am going to try and put tire marks on Oka-chan's door tomorrow. I'm going to drive very aggressive. I want to practice for the competition qualifying thing that's on Saturday. So hope you guys are pumped. Smash that like button, write us a comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow. Go get your SAMMIT merch. Peace out. Ciao, mata.